Oh,
from LaRussell.
Oh,
I rock with LaRussell too. He
I gotta read this one, man.
Really puts on for independent artists.
Shout out to LaRussell. No Child Left Behind. That's what the music feels like some days. Why are we not highlighting the important shit? I think anything a child draws and gives you should be applauded. But at some point, you have to actually look at what they're drawing and why they're drawing it. Then he follows with, it's like removing all the fruit and vegetables from a store and saying, you can eat whatever you want. Knowing that people are going to only be able to eat trash, but they're disguising it as a choice. I swear this guy is one of the smartest human beings to enter hip-hop. What he brings to the table, the way he does it, and it seems so organic, so friendly, so pure, and still so fly, man. Shout out to LaRussell. He just said a lot of shit in that. And I can decode it if you don't get it. As a musician, we just kind of feel like the shit that's more killing us and talking about destroying us, and those are the things that are being pushed, and the things where we're kind of degrading ourselves the most gets the most attention by pop culture, and the ones that are trying to do it are doing it this way, and the ones that are doing it another way just are not getting any attention, is what it seems like. So you're kind of disguising it to say that it's not working, when in actuality, this guy's successful and he's started a whole business where his fans are monetizing off what he does every day. That needs to be highlighted. You know what I'm saying? So it's that shit hit me real hard, man, because I didn't know how to explain it as eloquently as he did. Shout out to LaRussell for that.
I think you just did.
Dope.
That's fucking
I rock
crazy.
with his music. If the music don't sound like his, it don't really do nothing for me. So
Yeah, like I said, you're at the 2% though. You got to remind yourself that you're not a part of the sheep. So he's speaking to try to turn that 2% into 3, and into 4, and into 5, and into 6. Mm-hmm. So a lot of people don't really like that, man. That's a great fucking point. I was just wondering why. I'll post something where I can say R.I.P. to my friend or something like that, and it'll go crazy. People love to put you to prayer hands and guide you through death and darkness, and they love that. But if you're putting something brand new you're doing, or brand new you're selling, or you got a positive notion for the day, it's just like, look at that. It's like it's like you're going to the internet to look for just to be messy or dark. It's a weird thing. Spoon, I'm glad you're here. We didn't get to do the start my week thing off because I was so fucking hot about the slavery shit. But to start my week off, I had a conversation with Spoon about just my place in music and where I sit with it. And I had a crazy epiphany about some things. I'm like, wow, outside of a few places, I've hit every goal I set out to hit. Like musically, independently.
That's to be celebrated. That's great.
Nah, just the way we've been able to empower within, like, my friend circle, my power circle, people I grew up with were able to make money with me, for me, together with me, all of that shit. My family situation, everything is there. My place and what I'm creating new. We got a new show. We got films. We got a lot of things happening. Man, I'm doing damn all right. It's only one place where I'm probably not the hottest, and that's the internet. So, but really think about that.
Right.
The internet is
like
the one.
Like, how important is the internet?
Right.
And
That's
your success in it.
And I don't like to say real life because that's a cop out. It's not real life. That's a real life thing too. But that part of real life is what everybody thrives to be the best in right now. That's scary as fuck because right now I could just put this phone down and it has no existence to this day. The minute we say we don't want to do it anymore, it's over. So to put that much power on your emotion and how you feel about yourself is kind of scary.
I think it's because that's where everybody shows their importance inside the social networks and stuff. Like I was telling him, like, so I got to be with him day to day for like 2 years, 3 years, like, and I really get to see like who was calling his phone and who he'd be talking to on a regular basis, and like Diddy will call his phone, and then like Snoop will call him, and then like we'd be at the studio, and I watched Busta Rhymes tell him, "You big bro to me, even though I'm older than you." Like seeing stuff like that.
Shout out to Busta, man. That's my dog. That's my
like,
real good friend of mine.
Seeing legends talk to him like this and stuff, like I'm like, the world don't know how like well received you are in this space because you don't post these things and you don't say these things where as the typical artist would just be like, look at me, look what's going on, you know what I'm saying? So
Because I don't see the importance in sharing like my genuine relationships and using them to exploit just to manipulate people to think I'm cool.
Right.
Like that's not what I never thought. For me, when I walk in a room and I kind of scan the place, I know what's what just by who has on what jewelry, what they're trying to accomplish, who's trying to be seen and who's not. Usually the guys that are trying not to be seen is the one funding the whole fucking place, or the one handling the business. So I switched my whole situation. I didn't want to be the show anymore. So in this new way, during that you transition, and it's just like, it's not like I don't want to share that he just said that about me. It's just like we're in a real candid moment with my friends, and I'm watching a fucking super legend big me up in a huge way. I would have felt crazy like, hey, could you say that again? It's like, it's not
crazy.
fly. It's just not fly.
it ain't fly.
And my pops is, man, I'm saying, I feel like I come from a real lineage of fly guys. My partners, my homies, man, they real very fly about the way they do things. Real player, not when it comes to macking a bitch. Player meaning like everything is gonna be, we in the game. We well coached. We chilling. Like all that extra out shit. And I think that's why I've been able to maintain relationships. Because they know I'm not gonna take our conversations and post them and do all that shit. I'm calling because I really want some information. Like I want to keep being able to swap information with these people that have succeeded in this space. Like, so that's what I be on as far as like using that to sell my music and my art and what I'm doing is, that's just not where I come from. It goes back down to, I know I look younger, but I'm not as young as people think. And I was really a part of that first, second regime of the West Coast where it was, nigga, you don't come out till showtime. So I got caught up in that thing trying to perform for the gram and all that because I'm thinking that's what we doing. And but that's just not me. So I like to perform in real life. My version of real life, though.
I think it's crazy that, like, if you're not posting nothing, then people think you're not doing nothing.
Think. There go that word I hate. It's way better to know.
Because I would go ghost on the internet, too, for a minute. Then if I'll post something, then that's when, you start getting on a ding, 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 ding. Oh, you're doing something. Like, I've been doing stuff. I just don't post it.
Man, we have given our lives. Y'all, listen, what y'all are all figuring out is what it's like to be a star now. This is what it's like. It's full time. It's 24 hours. It's whenever you do something, you're being judged and ridiculed, and somebody can have a comment about it. This is what being a star feels like, constantly. So you're watching some people commit suicide. You're watching drugs. You're watching everybody, because everybody ain't meant to be a fucking star. Everybody ain't built to hear all these opinions. Because they don't think highly of themselves yet. Like, we're still battling with shit. You know what I'm saying? So it ain't really time to just be like, imagine, bruh, if you had to have a haircut every minute, every second, or you had to be the neatest possible. Because if they catch you outside and you got a hole in your sock, the word spreads. Oh, man, that last shit didn't do as good as I thought it did. Yeah, that coffee must ain't cushion. Oh, damn. Oh, man, you see the nigga had a flat tire? What the fuck? Where's bodyguard? Why he ain't got no chain? All that shit. If you not mentally trained to be yourself for this, it ain't easy. It's not an easy thing. So I get to watch people go in there and playing that. But that's why, to bring it back full circle, you're not supposed to put that much importance into that. Because you can turn that off. When you go to sleep, that shit don't mean nothing. When you eating your food, it don't mean nothing. So to me, that's the lesser of the evil. Like, I have to, like, really, for me to live, we got to get to it. Like, for y'all to live, we got to get to it. So we can sit in here and talk on mics and shit.
Yeah.
I can't be goddamn sitting here doing this and posting my shoes and shit.
I will say there are people that are doing the internet thing in a very successful
It
way.
is, and that's just not for me. Like, again, I won't be right to everybody. That's why we on Coffee Talk. This is my perspective of shit. I to each his own. But I haven't figured out a way to want to do that successfully. Keyword, want to do that successfully.
Yeah, and the flip of that is you'll see people on the social medias and you be like, probably a cool person. Then you meet them in real life and they be like, it's weird. Like,
yeah. Because they've had a chance to manicure the vision of how y'all see them, man.
Yeah.
It's like it's a real game, man. Like, I don't recommend, if you're not ready to be really built into this shit, locked into it 24 hours to be an entertainer, don't play with that. Don't play with that. Like, really understand it's a lot of mental work that goes into that shit so you don't lose yourself. Understand who you are to the fullest, like to the fullest before you enter, because you're selling intellectual properties. It's a lot of mind manipulation. It's a lot of devaluing and saying this person's worth more because of this. You got to be really focused to really do what Drake did. You get what I'm saying? So more power to everybody, man. Have fun, man. Paint and shit and fucking rap. Have a great time.
Don't nobody care about intellectual property in the beginning.
That's who. Yep. That's why. Yep.
That's the difference.
They don't care about intellectual properties in the beginning because they don't know to care because it's devalued.
Right.
Because usually the people that are selling the IP need finance to push it.
Right.
So the financier can have more leverage in that conversation. But then every financier knows once they get the money to the IP person, then you either partner or they move. It's like, it's kind of how it goes. So if you walk in understanding off rip, like, okay, both things are great, but one is not better than the other, you pretty much have smooth selling. You got it. It's smooth selling because both of them are necessary. You can't do one without the other. Because even like I know some super creative motherfuckers, but they can't get that right coin behind them. You know what I'm saying? So that super great motherfucker's just sitting there. And then I know some very, very, very high-ranking, wealthy people. And they're wealthy off of some shit, but they don't really enjoy that. It's like this, all right, I've made this money consecutively for a long time, so it's like, what else is there to do in life? It comes about humanity. So they need that creativity, that art, to try something new and just to keep yourself alive. So. Yeah. It's crazy. It's a crazy shit, bro. It's a crazy shit. But if you realize it early, like, you'll understand IP, you'll understand business, you'll understand both of them are necessary heavens, not evils.